had a client in my office that I totally forgot about.
Thought it was about that part. Where were you?
Sitting with a client.
Place right here.
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Welcome, everyone. This is the 29th day of May 2018. First is the roll call.
Okay, to the aldermen of the city of Tullahoma, you and each of you are hereby notified that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and the Beer Board of the city of Tullahoma, Tennessee is called to meet in a special call session on Tuesday, May 29, 2018 at 5:30 p.m. at the Municipal Building to conduct a public hearing on ordinance number 1502 and for the purpose of considering the following. Number one, ordinance number 1502, an ordinance of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 for passage on the first of three readings. And then number two, for the purpose of transacting any other business that may lawfully come before the board and waive any and all irregularities of the same. And roll call. Mayor Lane Curley.
Here.
Alderman Blanks.
Here.
Duncan.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
King.
Here.
Noes.
Here.
7 present, and before you all leave, if you could just sign that you were here. Thank you.
All right, you've heard a reading of a special call, and we do have a quorum, so we will proceed. We're very pleased that Pastor Tim McGee is with us this evening. Ask that Pastor McGee step to the podium and offer an invocation. Ask everyone to please stand and remain standing for the pledge. Pastor McGee.
Let's pray together. Father God, we want to pause right now just to thank you for who you are and for this day, for every good and perfect thing that comes by way of your hand, for the rain, the health that we have, the freedoms that we have, all the blessings that surround us, the opportunities that you give us. And again, Lord, I thank you for this place that we call our home. I thank you for this country that we call our nation, and I thank you for all those folks that behind the scenes that make this country the great country and this city the great city that it is. I thank you for our mayor and these alder men and women and our officials of our city, and they are unsung heroes. Day in and day out, they do the work of the city, and many times they do thankless jobs, and we just want to pause and thank you for them. And we ask for wisdom for them, for direction for them as they lead us. and as they watch over our fair city. Thank you for those that protect us across the nation, across the states, across the country, Lord, and we pray for them tonight as well. We ask all this in your precious Son, our Savior, Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor McGee. Appreciate you being here tonight, as always. Well, you see we've got a new face joining us this evening. I'm pleased to introduce Miss Maddie Kane. Thank you very much for being here. She's quite an accomplished young lady. She graduated Friday night from Belmont High School. She had a GPA of 4.3. She was in her senior year. She was in advanced placement courses such as honors in AP English, honors in AP Math, AP U.S. History, honors Science, AP Psychology, and AP Macroeconomics. So very impressive. She's been on mission trips across Tennessee with her church, First Christian Church. She's a volunteer regularly at East Lincoln Elementary School. She is very active in the National Honor Society and the National English Honor Society, and was involved in Volunteer Girls State in 2017, where she was voted the county commissioner.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're very pleased that Ms. Kane has joined us. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, like Mayor Curley said, I graduated Friday. I will be going to Tennessee Tech, and I will be majoring in teaching English as a second language. I work at Room 21 now, and I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. So we're very pleased to recognize you and ask that you stand there at your desk, and we'll present you with a certificate recognizing you as the honorary alderman tonight.
Rosemary, by the way, I'm here. You didn't put on my name. But I will. Okay, I'm here.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, dear.
That's no problem.
You can sign this here. Right here, the bottom one.
Sam?
See, yes, it's really, I do. Pass it out. Sorry.
Congratulations. Okay, welcome. Glad you're here. So, one other recognition I'd like to offer tonight. I'm not very active on social media. I know maybe some of you are, but I'm not. But this was brought to my attention, and I have permission to read this. So here goes. I may or may not have done the craziest thing in my life on my way to work tonight. I saw this car burning from the road at a gas station, and I immediately pulled in, screamed at the clerk to pull the emergency shut off, and started ripping fire extinguishers off the pumps and dumping extinguishers on this fire. I helped the gentleman and emptied 3 extinguishers before the fire department got there. The fire was controlled until they popped the hood and the air hit. It hosed for about 30 seconds and it was out again. I've never pulled a pin, but I'm grateful for every fire safety class I have grumbled and complained through in my medical career, because I knew how and I didn't hesitate. Yes, I'm proud of myself. I was late for work, but they gave me a pass on this one. I called the gentleman's daughter and waited on her to get there, and she hugged me and cried and said thank you about a dozen times, and that's what it's all about. I'm proud to be a part of Tenova Healthcare Heartland. So, and then there was a follow-up to that by someone. This girl right here is a real-life angel. She saved not only my dad's life, but everyone around the gas station by jumping into action. The firemen and police department said she was a superwoman, and now working her 12-hour shift at Harton. This was the scariest thing to happen. So blessed that she was where she was right then. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present to you Miss Lauren Glasgow. If you would step to the podium. So, congratulations. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Anything else that you want to share about the evening?
No, other than the fact that I'm grateful that he is okay and everyone else was as well.
Is this the gentleman right here?
It is, actually.
Do you mind stepping to the podium and identify yourself and tell us about the
I'm
situation?
Dick Schellenberg. You got a lot of problems with me. I've been
Well, of course I
postal
do.
service
Of
worker
course,
for
yeah.
a good number of years.
Sure.
My dad was an alderman.
Right. Yeah. I remember him.
No, I was thankful she was there. I don't move as quickly as I did. I had to retire a couple of years ago.
Right.
I'm due to have some surgery and I haven't had it yet, so I was glad she was there, but I couldn't move, so
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So Ms. Mills is here with Tenova Healthcare Heart. Ms. Mills, can you step to the podium and share a little bit more about Ms. Glasgow, please?
Yes. So I'm Andrea and was speaking to Lauren about the training, and as you said, she said all those classes I grumbled through. So every year we put the nurses and all the staff through a annual safety course, and it was actually our plant ops director who led the safety course, and she showed right up for that 12-hour shift to work for Miss Jenny and never missed a beat. Just
Wow.
a little late, but yeah, she got her pass. And we're very grateful
Right.
for the self-sacrifice, and then like she said, not just him, potentially many others.
Sure.
She's
Right. Good. So we've got the fire department chief here and police department chief. Anything else that you would like to add, either one of you? Chief Chastain.
I hate to say this in front of the Tenova people, but we're accepting applications. Fantastic job. The saying that we say, if you see something, say something. Well, she saw something and did something, and we're very grateful. She potentially saved firefighters' lives as well, because at a gas station, that's a pretty dangerous place for any kind of fire. So we just appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you. We've got Acting Police Chief Marsh. Police Chief.
Chief Chastain remarks. Thank you. Do something we really appreciate. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Glasgow and Ms. Schellenberg and Ms. Mills, if you step up to the podium as well, we have a certificate, the Hometown Hero Award, and presented to Lauren Glasgow for the outstanding courage and action exemplified by your quick response to extinguish a car fire at a local gas station for a citizen in need. So. There was a young person running around a minute ago.
Yeah, my dog. My dad actually came with me. He does hospital security.
Step to the podium and introduce him as well.
This is my dad, Terry Glasgow, single father. He's the reason that I went to school. He paid for school. When I was 17 years old, I was a high school student, and I went to the vocational school in Shelbyville at night. And my dad never questioned my ability to do that. He showed up with me to sign up for classes and argued with the president of the school, who told me I was too young, and they ended up accepting my high school transcript as proof of education. So I had a vocational degree before I had a high school diploma, and was working full-time at night my senior year, 12 hours a night, in a nursing home until I graduated high school, and was offered a job at Tenova in Tullahoma, where I work on the cardiac unit, and I definitely owe that to my dad.
Wow. Well, what an impressive family. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Okay. Anyone in the audience have anything to address the board with that's not later on the agenda? Dr. Leffler, I presume.
I want to address a concern regarding the matter of process versus results. Process-oriented government focuses on the process and listening to all sides on an issue, making a concerted effort to include the citizens on matters which would be of concern to them, allowing time for thorough investigation of concerns. Process-oriented government builds a sense of community, increases trust, fosters cooperation, unlocks creativity, and creates a culture where citizens feel that they are heard and are encouraged to give their best to our city. By contrast, results-oriented government focuses on accomplishing the end result desired in the most expeditious manner, which can lead to pushing agenda through quickly, limiting any possibility of conflict by giving minimal notice of pending decisions and limiting and/or denying discussions. Rushing a decision bypasses careful evaluation, sometimes leading to unwise decisions and unnecessary lawsuits. Results-oriented government leads to cynicism, citizens feeling disfranchised, and less participation is evidenced by the lower voter turnouts and fewer citizens running for office. Last week on May 21st, at the meeting of Tullahoma Regional Planning Commission, a public hearing was held on a proposed zoning ordinance amendment to the design guidelines for gas stations and convenience stores with gas pumps, as per public notice in the Tullahoma News. While the initial part of the meeting went well, when the commission got to the new gas station ordinance, the tone of the meeting changed sharply, remarkably. At the meeting, even though there were 8 residents, citizens who were present who wished to address the board, the commission spent the public hearing discussing among themselves the details of the proposed ordinance while ignoring those citizens present. I encourage each of you sitting there to view the replaying of the Planning Commission meeting for the 21st and make your own determination of how the meeting was handled. Also be advised that we have copies of both proposals for the gas station ordinance, and we are preparing a written response for the same after we consult with the professionals who are assisting us in this matter.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? All right, seeing none, we will proceed. We're ready for reports from the alderman. Ms. Keene, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended the Arts Festival this past weekend, and kudos to everyone involved. It was a wonderful event. I think we had a lot of attendees as well as people who showed a lot of their wares, and it was really, really nice. And then I attended the reception right after that for the winners. And the Planning Commission meeting was last week. I attended that as well. And then tomorrow we have our tourism meeting for our committee. So I'm looking forward to that, and we have a lot of things planned, so we're really excited about what's going on with that. Thank you, Mayor.
Good, thank you. Alderman Duncan.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended the very tail end of the Arts Commission program on Saturday. But I did do a 911 call last night on my way home. It's my second time out. I found a tree that had fallen in front of the old Hawk Lumber Company over there, and I did call it in. So I saw where the police department came. They came and immediately and took care of the matter, and they were trying to get it out of the road. So I saw that it's taken care of today. So kudos to the police department.
Thank you, Alderman Blanks.
Mayor, go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, I was going to say one thing. We've got a huge event tonight at my church, big gospel extravaganza, seven city tour that's coming through. It's going to be at 7 o'clock, and so I might have to cut out a little bit early if I need. I may not have to, though, hopefully not. But it's going to be a huge event, so.
We'll try to get you out in time. Alderman Blanks, Dr. Blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since our last meeting, I had a Duck River meeting. At that meeting, we also recognized Bruce Runyon, who is a member of that commission from Manchester. He's had 35 plus years on that committee, and he's done a lot, and we recognize that. Also had a TV meeting. Also went to a Duck River Continuing Education Conference at Henry Horton. That's been mandated by state law that if you're on a commission, you have to have so many hours to see how commissions or municipalities work. Really, it's beneficial. Also, kudos to the people that put on the Arts Alive and Tullahoma Festival. I'm on that committee, but I was out of town, so I know that there was a lot of work that went to that, and I heard it was very successful. And that's all I have, Mayor. Shop Tullahoma.
Very good. Thank you, Coach. Alderman Mathis.
Have no report tonight. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Alderman Dunn.
The Go Green initiative met last week, and so we're going to have a master recycling class on September 22nd. That's going to be hosted by Annie Clements. So I don't know if y'all know her, but she was very instrumental in bringing the curbside recycling program to Tullahoma in the first place. So she was very excited to be asked to kind of go in an in-depth study on that. So that's going to be at CFC Recycling. It's going to be open to the public, and I'm really excited about that coming up. Also on July 9th, on our Alderman meeting, Todd King from Franklin is going to be coming to talk about his composting program that he has up there. And so I'm really hoping that we'll all get to learn some things. And I think that's something, I really feel strongly that it's going to be something that could benefit our city and help with our Public Works Department. So also, I met with the leadership team at Tenova Health with Rich Ellis and Miss Andrea Mills, who was here just a moment ago, and I feel very confident that the people of Tenova are giving the best care to the people of Tullahoma. So I was very glad to meet with them. The purpose of the meeting was that there was some concern. There was a survey that was conducted, and I had some constituents who were concerned about the results of that. And I will say that just from that meeting, it's clear that things are not always what they seem. For instance, in one aspect of the survey, if you've got a really small sample size, and this is a rural community, so if you've got a really small sample size, it's going to skew your data significantly. So that was one thing that was mentioned. And also, and being in education as long as I've been, I know that the purpose of measuring is to continue to improve. And so they are looking at this data, and they are continuing to make strides to make a better facility there. So I was very glad to meet with them, and I feel very confident that Tenova is an excellent hospital. And I think that's it.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Dunn. Alderman Ellis. Thank you.
Mayor, I had the opportunity to attend the Kiwanians prayer breakfast on Saturday a couple of weeks ago. Also attended the police memorial event. That was a very nice honor for all the police officers. Also, the Arts Alive. I was blown away with that. I went on Sunday afternoon, and the vendors were still there, and to absolute every one of them were so complimentary of the event and the way the Arts Council had put that together and said they would be back next year and bring somebody with them. It was just a great event. I wanted to say I missed an opportunity last week to attend Robert's Rules of Order session that you had hosted. I wanted to attend that. I had conflict. Attended an award for a person who was the past district governor for Rotary. It's from Gatlinburg, from Pigeon Forge actually. He was receiving a Rotary's highest award for Service Above Self award. And he was responsible for coordinating the Gatlinburg Fire Relief Center there in Pigeon Forge last year. So I was torn between priorities there, but anyway, I understand that as well. That's all I have.
It did go well. It was videotaped, and you have light too.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I suspect, I don't know the schedule, of course, but
yeah, get a schedule for it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was very well done. I thought Ms. Rogers did an excellent job. Really good presentation.
I've attended some of her TMAS classes before, which is good.
Yep, very good. Ms. Caney, anything that you'd like to announce? Anything going on this summer that you're involved with?
I can tell you a little bit about graduation.
Good, yeah.
Well, it was outside, thankfully. We had about 250 students that graduated, and some of them, well, most of them graduated with honors or distinction, or both. And it was a really good ceremony.
Yeah. She's actually being quite modest. There were fewer than 30 people that graduated with both honors and distinction, and she was one of those. So, very nice. Very good. Thank you. Anything else to report? No? Okay. It is now once a year that I present the mayor's state of the city. Mr. Blackwell, let me hand the balance to you, and you can distribute them as you want. Please, sir. Mr. Mathis, I'm going to try to do this in one breath, okay?
I'm going to check you. Don't worry.
All right. Well, if I quit breathing, let me know that too. Okay.
We have fire safety.
Where's Miss Glasgow?
No.
Okay, to the Board of Aldermen and the citizens of Tullahoma, for the 16th time, I present a budget message and state of the city to you as mayor. I appreciate this opportunity to discuss the economic vitality of Tullahoma, as well as some of the achievements that have shaped our community the past year. I will also highlight some initiatives we have to look forward to in the coming year. I am pleased to report the city government enjoys an AA2 bond rating, one of the highest in the state for a community our size. The city government once again had no audit findings. Your city government earned the GFOA Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Management, as well as the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, one of the few cities in Tennessee to have that distinction. These are independent and objective measures of how your tax monies are managed and measured for financial soundness. This budget represents a fiscally conservative approach to manage the monetary affairs of city government. I appreciate the leadership of Interim City Administrator Paul Blackwell and Finance Director Sue Wilson for their professional approach in managing the fiscal affairs of city government. I also appreciate all department heads for their leadership and management of the day-to-day affairs in their departments. Now to the budget. This budget represents our best effort at preserving, managing, and building the assets of Tullahoma, whether these are people, buildings, or programs. I welcome the board's and citizens' suggestions and offers of improvement. The budget as proposed contains no property tax increase for the next fiscal year and is balanced. As Tullahoma grows, it is important for city government to support the services needed. 6 years ago, this council approved 2 new positions in both police and fire departments. Unfortunately, these new positions were never funded. It is past time to begin to rectify this situation. This budget funds a new police officer and a new firefighter. By adding 1 firefighter, the department will be able to provide minimum shift coverage and reduce additional expense for overtime by 50%. The Tullahoma Police Department has 37 full-time certified officers, or almost 2 officers per 1,000 population. The Southeast U.S. averages over 2.5 officers per 1,000 population. The additional officer will assist in bringing staffing levels in the Detective Division back to 2015 levels. In addition, this budget funds a new Public Works employee. This individual's main responsibilities will be litter control and recycling. Thanks to our citizens' continued increase in recycling, more manpower is needed. And of course, we all know the benefits of a clean and attractive community. I believe all of us appreciate the hard and dedicated work of Community Coordinator Winston Brooks. His fingerprints are literally on many of the good things that happen in Tullahoma. This budget reclassifies the position of Community Coordinator to a department head responsible for the implementation and monitoring of community initiatives, programs, and grants. This budget does not appropriate additional monies for Tullahoma City Schools. However, the school system will benefit from additional projected sales tax revenue for their general fund and sales tax sinking fund accounts. This fiscal year, city government will continue to provide $600,000 in loan payments for the THS facility improvements and East Lincoln School. The departments of city government made requests to improve or enhance services that will not be funded. Thanks to excellent financial stewardship, total operating expenditures are up less than 1.5%. I am pleased there is a 2% cost of living raise for all full-time city government employees, as well as a step raise. Also included is the city's share of Duck River Electric Substation in the Joint Industrial Park. Soon, I will present community projects for your consideration to complete the $7.5 million bond issue. So far, we have commitments for a new police station, animal shelter, and additional paving throughout the community. Ever since I can remember, we have appropriated $250,000 annually for permanent street paving. We need to do more to maintain the 335 miles of roads in Tullahoma. A drive down many streets will confirm work needs to be done. Paving will be done in all 4 quadrants of Tullahoma. I propose we nearly double the amount of street paving typically done each year. This item is on tonight's agenda. Our 5 new community initiatives are seeing active community engagement and are getting traction. I'll look for big things from each over the next year. The Arts Council hosted a very well-attended Arts and Crafts Festival this weekend. Go Green Tullahoma hosted a very successful Earth Day celebration recently. The new Sports Council is making plans to participate in the Independence Day celebration, along with other activities to call attention to our sports heritage. The Get Fit Tullahoma group met last week with over 40 participants and is working to earn another Healthier Tennessee recognition. The Downtown Council earned the Tennessee Downtown designation and has events and activities in the works to make our downtown a focal point of our community. And our newest initiative, the Tourism Council, has been meeting, and I'm confident we'll have some exciting initiatives to announce soon. All of this is designed to enhance the quality of life in Tullahoma. It is also important we design a community to which our young families want to remain, return, or relocate. Our research tells us these young families want to live in artsy, green, fitness-oriented communities. So what has Tullahoma accomplished over the past year? Thanks to the help of many, over 96% of Tullahoma citizens are employed. We have welcomed over 50 new companies to Tullahoma, both large and small. The Tullahoma Regional Airport celebrated its 75th birthday. Retail sales continue to outpace state and national levels. The Greenway was extended. The downtown Wi-Fi project was completed, and the Explore Tullahoma mobile app was implemented. Over 2,700 tons of materials were recycled, 10 lane miles were paved, and 200 dogs were adopted. We hosted the 20th annual City Government Employee Health Fair. 764 free smoke alarms were installed. We maintained a Class 2 ISO rating, saving homeowners money. Fire department outreach programs reached over 20,000 citizens, and crime decreased over 6%. 629 pounds of prescription and over-the-counter drugs were received and destroyed through the Drug Take-Back program. Mathis Field renovations at Grider Stadium were completed, as well as Warren Street Park, a new park. Numerous Get Fit Tullahoma challenges were hosted. A $375,000 housing grant was completed. Building codes were updated. Over 60 single-family homes were constructed. And I might add, so far this month, there are 11 new homes got building permits so far this month, which is the highest in a long time. And several high-profile retailers were welcomed to Tullahoma. I'm impressed by the confidence of retail investment in our community, and also many businesses upgrading their services and appearances. There were 81 net new Light 2 customers so far this fiscal year. So far this fiscal year, there have been over $35 million in new construction, as compared to $16 million last year for the whole year. The city honored the state property tax freeze program for the 9th year. Over 4,000 cases were heard in municipal court. 392 tax relief applications were processed, 54 special event applications, and 1,280 requests for documents. Tullahoma earned the Tree City designation for the 21st year in a row, and the 239 recent THS graduates earned millions of dollars gifts and scholarships to technical schools, community colleges, and universities. 1/3 of the graduates graduated with honors, distinction, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude. TUA has been recognized as a platinum-level reliable public power provider by the APPA. Fewer than 100 municipal utilities are certified as platinum level nationwide. So what do we have to look forward to over the next 12 months? A new park on East Lincoln Street, an extension of the Greenway, a cleaner and more attractive community, renovated grounds at South Jackson Civic Center, more sidewalks and street paving, a new police station, a new animal shelter, completion of TUA's LED lighting, which will save hundreds of thousands of dollars annually, downtown improvements, and working towards our goal of having 90% of Tullahoma within 1/2 mile of the fitness opportunity, and completing the new sidewalk on East Lincoln Street and a new solar array by TUA next to their Spring Creek Road substation. Our chief job as mayor and aldermen is to define our vision and inspire the community to help reach the vision. It is critical we keep our eyes on our bold vision for Tullahoma to be considered world-class in everything we do. From job creation to cleanliness to high school graduation rates and everything in between, we should want Tullahoma to be the best and considered world-class community in all we do. There appears to be a great deal of confidence in Tullahoma, both from citizens already here and from outsiders looking to invest here. And many more exciting things are on the drawing board. By growing Tullahoma, diverse jobs will be created from entry level to the professional level. The opportunities are ours, but we do not want to wait on opportunities. We want to create them. Most of the positive actions I have presented are by city government and affiliated agencies. There are countless acts of goodwill that quietly happen every day in Tullahoma by Tullahoma citizens, businesses, churches, and organizations that truly make a positive difference in the lives of all Tullahomans. Thanks everyone for all you do to make Tullahoma a great place to work and live, play, and raise our families. We should all be challenged by 3 thoughts. Number 1, great cities are intentional, not accidental. In other words, we must have a plan and take strategic steps to accomplish our plan. Number 2, why can't Tullahoma be the best? Some city is going to be the best. Why not Tullahoma? We should always strive to be the best in everything we do. Number 3, if you really love Tullahoma, you have to help make Tullahoma better. We all have opportunities to improve Tullahoma, whether through your school, job, civic club, church, neighborhood, or household. Get involved. Make a difference. Leave Tullahoma better than when you found it. In summary, Tullahoma is truly a blessed community. We have so much to be thankful for and so much to look forward to. While it truly is a great day to be in Tullahoma, let's always remember we can make a great community even greater. Let's leave Tullahoma better than we found it by the work we do and the decisions we make. Okay.
Good job. Good job. Very good.
Thank you. I did get an extra breath or 2 in there.
But you write really well.
I write well, thank you. Do I read okay, too?
You read pretty good, too.
Who's responsible for that?
For reading and writing.
Public school system, probably.
Of what city? Where did you go to school?
Tullahoma City School.
That's right.
That's right. All right.
I was a graduate. I thought you were getting to my parents. They were a little help, too. And,
Well,
yeah.
They instilled the beginning, they planted the seed.
And the big boss.
The laugh.
Evelyn. She proves everything I do. Okay, we're ready for the city attorney's report. Mr. Worsham, please, sir.
This past week, we completed the tax incremental financing project for Northgate Mall. I was earlier discussing with some of the aldermen, and I'd forgotten some of the details. Mr. Robinson refresh my memory. It was a complete refinancing of the project, but it completes our participation in it, except for some minor things, so that project is now done. We're going to have a new traffic signal there for public stores and the others in the mall, and as you can see, the public store is well underway for completion. I believe that they are planning a fall opening. We're all looking forward to that. Also, during this past week, of course, we worked on some routine things, planning and code matters, things such of that nature. But I want to say personally that I went to the Taste of Tullahoma downtown in Tullahoma. And fortunately, it did not rain. I saw some of you all there. We had some good food, and we're looking forward to that coming in the future. Again, we once had that here in town, and I hope that it continues to become a growing and good event. Thank you.
Thank you. Good report. Ready for the interim city administrator report. Mr. Blackwell, please, sir.
There's no report, sir.
Okay. Well, Mr. Duncan, you might be making it after all. Let's see. Okay, we have 4 items on the consent agenda: minutes of the May 14, 2018 regular meeting, approval of surplus property list, approval of change order number 3 Greenway Extension Project, and 1880 approval of paving list. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Of motion properly seconded. All those in favor of the consent agenda as presented, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. All right, we have 3 items of old business, all second readings. Ordinance number 1499, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, as set forth in the Tullahoma Municipal Code, which is ordinance number 1392, to rezone a .72-acre parcel located at the intersection of East Warren Street and South Cornish Street from R2 Medium Density Residential District to C2 General Commercial District. This is for passage on the second and final reading. I think we heard testimony last meeting from the City Planner, Mr. Lawson, that this was approved favorably by the Planning Commission. Is there a motion to adopt on second reading?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Proper motion, properly seconded. Any
Can I
discussion?
discuss? Yes, ma'am. I don't think that I spoke well last week, but the reason why I voted no on this was because the rezoning is purposely for the sole purpose of increasing the number of storage facilities in Tullahoma city limits and decreasing the amount of residential. So I feel like it was.
But it does meet the zoning requirements.
If it's rezoned.
Right.
If it is rezoned, so yes, sir.
Okay, now the discussion. All those wishing to vote for ordinance on the second reading, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Has everyone voted? Motion passes 5-2. Ordinance number 1500, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, as set forth in the Tullahoma Municipal Code, which is ordinance number 1392, to rezone an 18.15-acre parcel located at 300 Leffer Mill Road from C2 General Commercial District to A Agricultural District for passage on the second and final reading.
Move to adopt.
Proper motion, is there a second?
Second.
Proper second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion as presented, vote green. Opposed, vote red.
Mathis, did you second it?
I did.
Thank you.
Motion passes 7-0. Ordinance number 1501, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, which is ordinance number 1392, by amending Article 7, sign regulations for passage on the second and final reading. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
A motion by Mr. Mose, second by Mr. Mathis. Any discussion? All those wishing to vote for ordinance 1501, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Blackwell, any other old business that you're aware of?
No, sir.
All right, we have a couple of items of new business. First is the ordinance number 1502, an ordinance of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 for passage on the first of 3 readings.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Dr. Blanks, second by Mr. Mathis. Any discussion? This is your first of 3 shots. All those in favor of the ordinance 1502, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Item number 1881, vacancy on the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Corporation. You see on page 83 that one of the members, Mr. Jeff Fishman, has resigned, and so I want to use this opportunity to announce that there is a vacancy, and anyone wishes to serve on the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Corporation, I would urge them to contact Mrs. Robin Morrison at Pelham City Hall, complete a citizen participation form, and hopefully we can make that at the next meeting.
We need that.
We need a motion to accept the resignation.
So moved. Second.
Proper motion by Dr. Blank, seconded by Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of accepting the resignation of Mr. Fishman, vote green, opposed, vote red. Okay, 1882, appointment to the Duck River Utility Commission. You see on page 86 that Mr. Dwayne Thorpe has served and done an excellent job, and is eligible for reappointment and has expressed interest in serving if reappointed. He's shaking his head.
I'd like to nominate the person we have, Mr. Thorpe.
Proper nomination, properly seconded. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all those in favor of the reappointment of Mr. Dwayne Thorpe, vote green, opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. Congratulations, Mr. Thorpe. We appreciate your willingness to serve again. Okay, we have an appointment to the Tillman Utilities Authority. You see on page 88 that Mr. Lindemann's term on the Utility Authority is expired and is eligible for reappointment and has expressed interest in serving again if reappointed.
Make the motion, we reappoint him.
Second.
Proper motion, properly second. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all those in favor of the appointment of Mr. Lindemann for another term on the Tullahoma Utilities Authority, vote green, opposed, vote red. Did you get those motions?
Yes, Kane and Noes.
I think so. Okay, Mr. Blackwell, any other new business?
Not at this time.
Okay. So if there's no other business, we are adjourned. We'll go immediately in the beer board portion of the agenda. We have one item, minutes of BB 12. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
All right, did you get that?
Mathis and Duncan.
Duncan, I believe. Yes. All those in favor, vote green, opposed, vote red. We have a young...
Noes, would you like to vote? Alderman Noes on the beer. Thank you. May I?
Motion passes 7. Before we adjourn, there's a young man in the audience. I believe he was here at the last meeting. If it doesn't embarrass him too much, I think your last name is Roberts? Brown, I'm sorry. I try. Why don't you step to the podium and tell us a little bit about yourself? I think you were at the last meeting too, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
So what, did you do something wrong and had to come back?
No.
Are you being punished?
I am a Life Scout, and I'm working on my Eagle Scout rank right now. And I'm working on the Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge and Communications Merit Badge, and they required a city council meeting, so I came to one last week for communications, and I'm coming this week for citizenship in the community.
Wow, what an impressive young man. So what school do you go to?
East Middle.
East Middle. And what year, what grade are you?
I'm finishing 8th grade, sir.
Wow, so you'll be in high school
Yes, sir.
next year. Wow.
Parents?
And your parents?
Mark and Rachel Brown.
Yeah. Wow, very impressive young man. Are you going to be back at the next meeting?
I do not.
Too much.
I mean, you got this habit going. Yeah, well, you got this habit thing going. I hate for you to not come back. No comment. But thank you for being here. You did a very good job. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there's no other business. We are adjourned. Have a safe evening.
talk about there's a potential for a continuing resolution in the city, due to the tax reassessment in the county, and we're having to wait on